Welcome back, everyone, to the Delivering More platform. I'm your host, Ben Alkire. Thank you so much for consuming the content morning, afternoon, and evening. We appreciate it. As always, if you could, hit that subscribe button down below. That's going to help us out more than you could ever know. I have another amazing Meet the Team to bring to you folks today. I have Britney Terrell joining me. Britt, how are you doing?
Doing good. Doing good. How about you?
I'm doing very well. I appreciate you taking the time to come into the office here and join me. How's life been since the newborn?
Going pretty well. Can't really complain. He is very calm throughout the day. He just chills on my chest. I have a little chest carrier, so if he gets fussy, I'll walk around a little bit. But
how's Trenton doing as a big brother?
oh, he's great.
Yeah,
he's watching him right now. He's very helpful and he loves it.
All right, he doesn't. Is he? Do you think there will be a time of jealousy with the attention being?
We were worried about it.
Baby?
We were worried about it. We talked through that. This was before Cam came. He was a little bit nervous for being jealous and the attention being taken off him, but I think he's doing okay. We'll see down the road, but I don't think it's going to be really an issue.
Yeah. What is the age gap will be technically?
10 years.
10 years.
Yep. It's a big one.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, Cam will be 8 when Trent's graduating high school.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Going off to college.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting. They'll get some good years together, though. That'll be nice. That'll be nice. I appreciate that. What I do want to clarify before we get started. What is your title within DeliverThat at this moment in time?
Yeah, it's changed a lot. Right now, I believe it is driver relations supervisor. There's another word in there. There's a hyphen, I know, but I can't really remember what it is exactly.
I was going to say like driver experience success supervisor
that
or something
sounds,
like that.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know. Yeah. All right. Yeah. We'll get towards DeliverThat towards the end. I just wanted to make sure I have my ducks in a row. I'll start off where I usually start off with everyone. Where were you born and where did you grow up?
Born in Independence, Missouri, and then moved here in 4th grade to Jackson Township.
And how old were you? Because Darian, we obviously did Darian's Meet the Team, and he told us that. If you guys weren't aware, this is Darian's older sister. How old were you when you guys made the move?
4th grade.
Okay, so you actually spent some time out there.
Yep.
Okay, and
so
I
about
feel like
9
Darian
or
was
10.
a little younger. Probably didn't.
His was 2nd grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you remember? Like your time out there? Like, were you upset when you guys made the move? Did you have like friends that you were leaving or anything like that?
We had friends. Family was there. Upset because that was all I've ever known. We lived in one house, grew up in that house, and then we moved here. So.
Hell yeah, yeah. 4th
we
grade.
had no family here either.
Yeah,
so it was just my family, like my immediate family.
So you moved right into Jackson Township then when you guys got here? What elementary did you go to?
Lake Cable.
Okay.
Which is where Trent ended up going.
Yeah. Okay. And then we'll moving right along towards high school, I guess. When was your first job? Did you work through high school and what was it? You didn't?
No job in high school. First job was actually freshman year in college when I was on winter break because we did trimesters, not semesters, and came home and it was during winter. Worked at Sears.
At the mall?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, I want, since we didn't work through high school, let's walk it back a little bit because you were an athlete. So I imagine you were playing sports, so you didn't have a lot of time for a job, things like that. What did you play during your time in high school?
I did volleyball, basketball, and then I did track throwing. Wanted me to run, but didn't want to run. And then during basketball season, I would do JO, and then during track season, I would do AAU.
Yeah, I remember coming to a couple of those JO practices.
Yep.
Those are always fun. What was your favorite out of the 3?
It depends on the season of when you ask me. So if it was basketball season, I'd miss volleyball. If it was volleyball season, I'd miss basketball.
What did you think you were best at?
That's a good question.
I feel like, I'll just say this. I feel like Jackson's volleyball program was better at the time maybe, and the basketball team wasn't as good at that time. They've recently become very good. They've been in the state tournament over the last couple years. So that's where I would lean. I think you probably maybe had a little more fun playing volleyball because you guys were very successful. Fun. And basketball
my senior year was
more
successful.
Yeah.
More successful senior year. We got a new coach. But then, I honestly don't know.
And you just kind of, I feel like everyone kind of just does track to like fill the time.
Yep.
I feel like no one really like enjoys
I
track
was like
that
chased
much.
down the hallway.
Yeah.
Can you please come out and throw for us? And
Yeah.
I really liked the coach, and I was like, fine, I'll do it for you. I'll help you out. But just know, like, I'm doing JO and AAU, so it's not my
I'll
first
be there
thing.
when I can.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And then we can move right along. You graduate from Jackson, you didn't go to Walsh immediately, right? Where'd you go first?
Wright State.
Wright State. Right. And that was for volleyball?
Yep, a volleyball for-ride scholarship.
Nice. And how long were you out there?
I think 2 semesters. During spring semester, I transferred to be closer to home.
Nice.
And then that's when I went to Walsh.
Okay.
And then, well, in between, I worked a couple jobs, and I had to do online schooling just to make sure I didn't fall behind, since Wright State was on different credits than Walsh was. So I worked a little bit, and then that following year, I started my sophomore year, a full-ride scholarship at Walsh for volleyball.
Nice. What how did you like Walsh? Did you enjoy that campus and being over there?
I did. I really did. My sophomore year was my favorite year, and then junior year I had Trent. I was pregnant with Trent, so then I was redshirted, and I was just chilling. Senior year, I had 3 jobs while I was trying to finish school with the newborn, so like there was just a lot.
A lot going on.
Yeah, so senior year, I mean sophomore year was the best experience college-wise, but overall I really liked Walsh.
Yeah, that was like as much freedom as you probably ever had.
Yep.
I feel like. Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you graduate in 4 years then?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. What did you get a degree in?
Psychology.
Psychology.
Yep.
Okay. That's interesting. What when you were getting that degree, did you have dreams of like what your job would be out of college? Like, did you have a plan of what you were gonna do?
I wanted to do counseling for adolescents and teenagers.
Nice.
Yeah, mental health counseling.
And then did you ever, after you graduated, did you try to go into that field, or what happened after we graduated?
After I graduated, I worked with middle schoolers as like an academic advisor for online schooling. And then I was working on my master's as well to become licensed in therapy. But I didn't finish that. And I ended up working at a behavioral residential facility as well. So I got to apply my undergrad and some of my, master's, towards that. But
nice. And then, so you would have graduated from Walsh in
2014.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say. 2013 or 2014. It's 2014, and then it's obviously. And then you joined DeliverThat, say 2020.
Sounds about right.
So we have we got 6 years to cover here. So and was that where during that time, is this when you're working at the middle school and things like that? What is like, help me fill in the gap there. What were we doing in all those years?
So I was an academic advisor for 3 years about, and then I switched out and was doing the residential facility, working with the youth. And then I moved to Florida.
I always forget about that.
Yep, moved to Florida.
Tampa. Nice.
And I was a caseworker down there for homelessness, individuals who were homeless, and did a little bit of that. And then actually that's when I started driving, because we were starting up the Tampa market, and so we needed some help, and I was...
What was the catalyst for that move? Did you just like feel like you needed to get out of Ohio for a little bit?
I needed some change.
Yeah.
Yep. So then me and Trent went down there for a little bit, about a year, and then came back here. And when I came back, Darian told me about a new position that was opening here and trying to test it out. And I could work here part-time if I wanted to. And so gave it a shot.
Hell yeah. And then obviously, so you mentioned while you were in Tampa, you were doing some driving, helping us like kind of develop that market down there.
Yep.
Do you remember like what, were you using like Bring down there, or were you using Vromo? Do you remember?
I can't remember.
I think by that would have been like 2018,
I feel like we still were using Bring.
So it might have been Bring, I think. Yeah.
Still using Bring.
Yeah, because we started using Vromo during right before the pandemic hit. So I think end of 2019, 2020.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I just don't remember the user face and anything like that.
Yeah. What was your time like as a driver though? Did you enjoy it, or like
it was
how
very
was that
simple?
for you?
Very simple. Boston Market orders.
Yeah.
Those were the main ones down there. But very easy. I loved it. They were really quick. I could just hop on over to the bridge, and then there's a Boston Market by me, and then that's where the orders were coming from.
Hell yeah. What do you miss Florida at all? And then because you guys still have family down there in St. Pete,
Clearwater.
Yeah,
Yeah, I miss it a lot.
Yeah.
I love the sunshine and then the water.
Yeah. I would miss it too. Yeah, I've only been to Florida a handful of times, but okay. So we've kind of got caught up to now where we're moving back to Canton and joining DeliverThat. Did you move back prior to getting hired, or did you move back because of the job?
No, I actually just moved back because it was hard with Trent, me being down there. We had family, and my uncle was actually sick, and so didn't want to take away from my aunt. Like, she really needed to focus on that.
Right.
And then it was just hard with me being at work and then Trent's school.
And then some help watching.
Yeah, I needed a little bit more support. So we came home, and that's why. And then it was maybe a few months. I did some deliveries here before being offered a position.
Nice. And then when you came on, was it immediately driver relations? Was that what was it initially?
I was a hybrid where I did all three. So I was doing dispatching at the time, recruiting, and driver relations.
Man, I'm trying to even remember when that was. So your first time would have been in this office, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep, I never saw the other office.
Right. Okay. But we were probably working on this, dispatch started on this side of the media side, and then we kind of came over to that side after. Did you spend any time over here first?
Yeah, when I believe when I was training, hopping around still, we had dispatchers in the conference room. And it was just all the guys in there, and it was so hot in there, and it was just, that was rough.
Yeah, we had 4 desks packed into that room. Yeah. Those were the days. Cool. Okay. And then as you kind of develop your time with DeliverThat, so you're saying you're hybrid, so you're kind of bouncing around between recruiting, dispatch, driver relations, stuff like that. Did you initially find that you enjoyed the recruiting, driver relations side of things more than the dispatching?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yep. I liked the driver relations was number 1, and then recruiting was second, and then dispatch was third.
Nice. And what about it did you enjoy the most, do you think?
I think it was more human interaction. Dispatch, it's quick pace, and then the other two, you can really have a conversation with people. That's what I really enjoyed. Nice. And I was helping them with some issues that they were experiencing.
Yeah, for sure. And then so as we kind of have to develop that department, you became, I guess, the manager pretty early on in the driver relations department, even though it was 3 people or maybe even 2 people, maybe you and Holly or a couple other individuals who kind of came and went throughout that time period. But I mean, I don't think between 2020 and 2022, I don't know that department was ever bigger than 4 or 5 people.
No. Yeah, it was pretty small.
Yeah. So during that, was it did you feel overwhelmed ever, or how did you feel developing that department early on?
I was definitely overwhelmed, but I knew that people would be willing to hop in. So did get a lot of support from people, even if they're in another department, they'd be willing to help out. It's hey, it's getting backed up, let's help in. And I'm I really appreciate it.
That is true too, because we were still such a small group of people that it was still very, like you said, we were bringing people on and training them in all departments and giving them education and everything. And then you could just kind of pull people aside if you needed it to help out. Yeah, that was a much more interesting time where now we kind of segment people out a little bit more. But I think we kind of are trying to get back to a more of a hybrid workplace a little bit as of late. Do you?
Yeah, definitely cross training here and there.
Yeah, for sure. What about I guess, so we're kind of caught up as far as a workplace and a timeline to then 2023. So in regards to what you do on a day-to-day basis now, what would you say that is?
It's completely different than what I used to do with driver relations. So before, I would do a lot of policy violations, contacting drivers, hearing feedback, discussing feedback from partners, drivers. But since I've had Cam, I was out for a little bit. Now I'm working from home, and so I have I'm working on the back end, where I'm not really interacting with drivers as much anymore. So I'm doing internal auditing, and I'm basically coaching up our internal employees, researching things on the back end, trying to improve our department.
Nice. And I just had we just recorded Taylor's Meet the Team earlier this week or at the end of last week, and she had mentioned kind of something that she thought in the future of the driver relations department was maybe having more automations to be able to deal with problem solving and just get through issues quicker. Do you see anything in the future of the department that you guys could be doing better or make things a little more streamlined or more efficient?
Yeah, there's definitely some things that we're working on right now to improve that and automating. It's just going to take some time. It's on the for where other things, it's can be done quicker and more important than that. So I don't want to say more important, but some things do take rank.
Right. At some point in time, you have to decide what needs addressed earlier and what you can kind of wait to tackle. What I asked this to most employees as well, whether it's dispatch, driver engagement, or anything. But what do you feel like? Is there anything that you think you'd be able to tell the drivers that would make their lives on the platform easier? Whether it be, I know we have the driver email, right? And I'm sure you guys are getting loaded up with email after email after email. Are there things that they could be more proactive about and do themselves before reaching out to us?
Definitely.
Or are there things specifically that you think could be relieved if there's a better understanding of this policy or this point of education? Is there anything you could speak on in regards to that specifically?
Yeah, I would say the driver assistance portal, use that. That should be your best friend while working on or driving on our platform. There's a bunch of stuff on there, a bunch of resources, videos. We constantly update it, but that's just a great source of information, and it would definitely benefit everybody on our platform.
Nice. What do you think is, I guess now you said you're kind of working more on the back end, but when you were kind of in the weeds of things, what did you feel like people were reaching out for most of the time?
Let's see. So there'd be policy violations. That's one of the main things that I would deal with.
Probably like payment stuff, I feel like a lot of times.
Not knowing our compensation week, just not understanding that. Newer drivers just having some basic general questions. But yeah, the driver assistance portal would be able to alleviate a lot of those things. And then also referencing your emails. We send out a lot of emails and information. So that would be another little input there.
Just making sure you're paying attention to when we do reach out and try to communicate with you for sure. All right. Well, that's, as far as the workplace and everything I got for DeliverThat, that's really all I got.
Okay.
You got anything you want to cover? Anything more you'd like to touch on?
Nope. I think I'm good.
All right. I'm gonna skip then. I just got to end it then. We're going to skip right on to this or that.
Okay.
I'm going to give you one or two options. You just pick one or the other, and we'll see where it goes from there, okay?
Okay.
So this will be Britney's this or that. I'm keeping that in. I don't even care. This or that, Britney, early mornings or late nights?
Late nights. I'm getting better. I had a morning person, but late night.
What about with the baby? Has that changed at all, or have you always been late nights?
I've always been late nights, but my schedule is completely different now. He's sleeping better through the night, so I'm not waking up as much during the night, but I can wake up at like 4 and be good.
Nice.
So I guess it's either or now, but I'd prefer to stay up later at night and get more stuff done.
Okay. What about, would you prefer summer or winter?
Depends on where I'm at during the summer. So if I'm in Ohio and there's no water, then I would prefer winter. But if I'm at a lake here, I would prefer summer.
Okay.
We're not really giving direct answers.
Yeah. That was a pretty gray. That was a pretty gray.
If I had to
area.
choose, I'll go with summer.
Okay, summer, but we want to be by a body of water.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Darian says the same, so I think that's maybe a Terrell trait there. What about how do you feel about dogs or cats?
I have 3 animals. I have 2 dogs and 1 cat. I would say dogs.
Dogs?
Yeah.
What? Let's give a shout out to the dogs you have currently. What are
Loki,
their names?
Thor, and Kylo. Well, Loki and Thor are the 2 dogs, and then Kylo is the cat.
Kylo's the cat. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Nice. What about books or movies?
Books.
Okay.
There's a definite one.
Yeah. That was easy. That was the first one we got. What do you have? I'll maybe make this a little more difficult for you then. Do you have a favorite book or one you go back to consistently?
No, not really. I do have authors. So like if certain authors come out, I'm like, oh, I definitely want to read it.
Who'd those be?
I love James Patterson. He's one of them.
James Patterson. What does he write?
Kind of like not horror, but like suspense novels, like murder novels, mystery.
Murder mysteries.
Yeah.
Okay. Keeping things intriguing, keeping us on our toes. Oh, that's a crazy look in the eye there when she said that. All right, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I think. All right, so I got one more for you. We'll close it out. How do you feel about cooking at home or going out to eat?
Depends on my mood. Depends on my mood and what I want. But I like if we do something at home or like order something, I'd rather eat it at home. So
yeah, you'd rather not go like you just order takeout or something.
Yep.
Okay.
So I guess a little homebody. I'd eat at home.
Okay. What I'll give you an option then. What do you have a favorite dish to cook, or do you have a favorite place to order takeout from?
Takeout. A frequent is Roosters. We love their salad. Bombay Sitar. I think that's about it that I can think of off the top of my head. That's repeat constantly.
Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. Roosters, the salad that threw me off when you said Roosters. I was like, oh yeah, the wings, the pizza. And
I get
salad.
the fried chicken on the salad, so I'm getting them.
Okay,
yeah.
All right, that makes a little more sense. All right, Britt. Well, I appreciate you coming in here and knocking this out with me today. It's always good to see you again and sit down with you and take some time to get to know you a little bit better. I'm sure our audience appreciates this as well. So thank you so much.
No problem.
And we'll see you soon.
Okay.